Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Angelika Christie, and I welcome you to my show, Your Radiant Life After 45. This show is for women who really are not done yet and who want to live a healthy, magnificent, vibrant, and a life that they desire. So I will be sharing with you relationship secrets, secrets about how to keep this body vibrant and healthy, and so much more. And thank you for being with me here. I congratulate you for taking time. That's wonderful. So let's begin. As I said, my name is Dr. Angelika Christie, and I am a relationship coach, but also a naturopathic doctor specializing on healthy aging, women's, and especially for women, because I believe that women are the pillars of a new consciousness, and women need to step fully into their highest potential. We need every woman on this planet to realize who they are and realize their gifts and become not only happy in their lives, but also develop that inner gift, that special gift that every woman came into this lifetime with. Of course, men as well, but this is about women. So, because we all can not only contribute, but we can create our independence, our freedom, our own joy. And because nobody will do it for us, we need to do it ourselves. And this is such an incredible platform. And I am so happy that I am part of this platform and these awesome women who come together to create a better world, because the world that we want to live in needs to be not only created on a daily basis, but a lot of changes need to take place. Uh, and very often it is so easy to fall into despair. And we need to be aware of this. We need to take care of ourselves because nobody else will. Every time I do my beach walk, and I have the joy, the pleasure, and I think I'm so lucky that even though I'm from Germany, I married a Bahamian man, so I live in the Bahamas. I live right on the most beautiful beach. And so my morning walks, sometimes afternoon walks on the beach, are my most valuable time now. Of course, I have 5 children and 10 grandchildren. Of course, the children are grown. The time with them is amazing and valuable. But when I talk about that special time where I am just with myself and with spirit, because there is, for me, that's being in church. I don't need to go into a building. When I step outside into nature, into God's creation, and walk this pristine beach and feel the hear the ocean and feel the wind and have the sun shine on my body and my feet on the ground and be within this incredible energy, I get insights. This is where most of my insights come from. So I was once again reminded by insights from Spirit this morning. I feel, because sometimes, um, you know, sometimes we don't realize that what we see, we feel, we say, is really never hidden. That it takes place in the presence of the divine creator, and the creator, however you call this power that created heaven and earth, the universe. It exists in the universe and it exists within you. It exists within me. You can call it soul or whatever, or this deeper knowing. It exists there. And I call it the original self. which is uncorrupted and unchangeable, the pure and original me, which is really ever present within that divine, that divinity. And even if I'm not consciously aware of it, right? This, I believe, is universal truth, and it applies to everybody, to all humans. So it applies to you, it applies to me, it applies to everybody. So I have been asking myself this morning, why do I not bring a deeper awareness to everything I think and feel and everything that I say and do, so that I am in total alignment with the highest expression of who I am, which is really my divine self, right? Do you bring a deeper awareness to everything you think and feel and say and do, so that this is in the alignment with your highest expression of who you are as well? Do you? You see, I've been not so caught up in our habitual thinking and doing that we seldom stop and ask ourselves, is this really my highest and best self that is thinking those thoughts or feeling those feelings or even saying those words? Or are those program patterns that run unconsciously because of the pathways that have been created over years and maybe decades, and possibly and probably and quite sure decades, which created those deep grooves or planted those deep roots in your automatic responses to those established beliefs, right? And when we have those deep roots and those grooves within our brain, with our automatic, those pathways that trigger our thoughts automatically and so fast, we feel it's normal, but we are really locked. You have probably heard and have experienced for yourself that that you and I and everybody else are only about 5% really consciously aware and engaged in our daily routine, right? Well, that means that about 95% of our lives are on automatic, right? Like a computer program. We update our technology at an ever increasing speed. Yet, how do we take care of that phenomenal and so capable and complex brain of ours? Sometimes I have this vision, almost like we walk through this huge warehouse. You know, it's like our entire life, everything is in this huge warehouse, and it's gigantic, and it goes to infinity. Everything is available on those shelves, packed with possibilities, and yet we walk through there with blinders, only seeing and being aware of tiny fractions of what is actually available to us, and even what is possible, and also what is achievable, because we just can't see it and can't imagine it. Why? Because of our belief systems, of our limited mind, because of that which we have established over such a long period of time. I think I need to drink something. My mouth is dry. Hold on 1 second. So therefore, most of us do not live to our full potential. Most of us are not even aware of the choices that we have. And therefore, we usually play it safe and stay in our comfort zone, no matter how restrictive that space is. And, you know, the space is always according to our current beliefs, right? And the awareness that we have. And awareness alone does not change anything. Awareness is a step, but then we need to change our belief systems. Like this morning on my beach walk, a sudden awareness came like a flash, like an insight that I know does not come from my brain, but from a much deeper and more profound place within me. Because when I follow the instructions of my soul that who speaks to me at all times, well, when I get still and listen, or when I walk, because walking the beach to me is like a walking meditation. So I am usually in a place of a much greater awareness and also stillness, inner acuity almost. When I am in alignment with this, I am and will always be in alignment of who I am and which is really my inner truth. And this is the same for you. You too will notice when and where you are out of alignment. How? For example, for me, I will experience discomfort and unease. But only, of course, if I'm awake enough to notice, and then also if I see the opportunity and the choice to correct it. So when you have discord or stress or tension in a relationship with yourself, because when you are out of alignment with yourself, that's the relationship you have with yourself that's in stress, right? And out of alignment. But it also happens in our partnerships, yes? And it damages your soul not only when you are in disalignment with your own true self and with the relationship you have with yourself, but it also damages your soul when you are in stress and in friction and in disagreement and in some kind of battle in your relationship with your partner. It could be with anybody, with your children, with anybody in your family, with somebody you really feel strongly about. But for simplicity, let's just say your partner, you know? And this discord and stress and tension in the relationship with your partner, it damages not only your soul, but it takes such a strong and powerful hit on your physical health. Yes, it's a much bigger toll on your health than you may realize. But since almost nobody has been taught in school or elsewhere how to attract and find the right relationship. I mean, first of all, relationship with yourself. That's a whole different story. And I don't want to go into this anymore today. I just want to mention something, how important it is to take care of our relationships with others. As you see what's going on in Ukraine now, this is a relationship that has gone wrong. Ukraine has a relationship with Russia, right? But something became horrifically wrong. And I don't know who is to blame. I say Russia, of course, because of the atrocity. But could it have been avoided? Maybe, maybe not. But it is so important that we become aware of our choices that we have in our relationships. Okay? Because we need to wake up and we need to get clarity about what kind of relationship we really have with our partners, or what is the relationship we seek. Because if we are in a relationship we don't really like, do we even know what it is? We have total clarity? What are we seeking? And since we have really not learned this, at least it was not part of the curriculum in my school or anywhere else, it is important to learn it now. It has never been a better time now to correct something that is either wrong or add something that was missing. something beautiful that may have missing in your relationship, and maybe you haven't realized it yet, not being aware yet. What are the outcomes when you do not do anything about the situation in your relationship that bring you maybe grief or stress or are painful and sad, or even have come to a kind of blah blah boredom, so that you do not really have that joy that you should have in your relationship? Well, one of the outcomes is that you never experience the love and the rejuvenation and the power and the life force and that energy that you receive from a relationship that works for you. And another sad outcome is that you may suffer in silence, and really what that means is that your body will deteriorate because your mind and emotions are not in alignment with your true being. And as I mentioned it earlier today, your true being is according to your soul, to your original being, which is love, pure, radiant love. So you wither then away, and you wither away from the inside out because of your thoughts and your emotions that have an effect on your physical body. And nobody knows how your body will respond to aging, and you may move into a premature aging. Health issues that are connected to your thoughts and your feelings. And lastly, because everything moves from the inside to the outside, it will affect your health. A lot of diseases happen because of how we think and what we feel. Your body systems will be weakened and break down, which includes any kind of disease and even cancer. Because of the unhappiness and stress in a relationship. And this can lead to depression and even suicide. And there is no number, no amount of money that could justify this assault on your health, correct? You can have a successful business, you can have all kinds of success in other areas of your life, but if you don't have it in your relationship with yourself, first of all, you will never have the success that is really possible for you, not even in your business, because you cannot have it all when you are not 100% available. And you are not 100% available if you are not in total harmony and alignment with yourself. And then if you are married, then there is another reality, right? The breakdown, if you don't take care of your relationship, it can be the breakdown of your marriage that can damage your children. And the gut-wrenching reality of having to go through a divorce. The effects of a divorce can be horrific, especially bad for women's health. I have seen this so many times. And a woman's mental and emotional stability is so much more delicate, I would say, than those of men. Her life feels like it's in a free fall if she is really put into that position, which endangers her entire well-being. And on top of that, yes, with the divorce comes a financial burden, which is huge, right? So I'm sorry that I brought all of this up, but all of this is really coming up because of we see what's going on in the world, and it's all about relationships, that we have discord in our agreements and in our relationships. We start with arguments, with miscommunication, misunderstandings, and if we don't take care of those, they can escalate. I have navigated and found a correct path through all of this. Well, I went through 2 divorces, with the result of marrying my second divorced husband twice, again, after a 10-year separation and divorce. And after a 10-year of growth period, not, and I married him again, not out of fear or out of need, but from a point of a deeper understanding and aligned vision for our partnership. Well, we had children. As I think said in the beginning, I have 10 grandchildren and 5 children. 2 of my 5 children, I had a previous marriage, is from my second husband. So I have a big family. But I could not, I could not sacrifice me, my well-being, my health, my alignment with myself, which went away in my second marriage. And that's a long story. I cannot go into this right now. But I needed to take care of this. So that's why I left. And it took me 10 years to become fully myself. I didn't break the bridges. Both of us did not burn the bridges, and we did not damage our children. So we created a possibility and a platform to come back together again. So my own internal journey to understand who I am and what I want in my relationship and why. And someone like me who has, this kind of treasure chest of tools and skills to share with a woman who wants to experience joy and happiness, satisfaction and a deeper meaning and a mutual goal in their intimate and committed partnership. This really doesn't go with anything that you can read in a book or with those, when I see online all of these relationship courses that is all about, how to attract a man, how to make him do this or do that, or it's also superficial. There is so much in a relationship. And I always compare it to a business. There are many levels of a relationship, but a relationship needs to be taken care of, like you take care of a business if you have a business. It needs to be, you cannot just do it and then think it would be okay, and you don't have to check in all the time and pivot and adjust and regroup and have this communication with your partner to come into new agreements, because things happen in your life, things change, you change, he changes. There is a I always call it a dance. You are really dancing with each other. And sometimes you need to stop and sit down and talk and have a conversation about what works and what doesn't work so much or so well. The experience of the challenges we all have been facing in the last 2 years have not only burdened too many of us, but also scared us. And that being scared is really a scar that is not always felt right away. But some mental and emotional impact that has really has come in our life that we were never really faced before, right? I call to the women who want to be part of a movement that is paramount to heal and support each other so that we can fulfill our dreams and move into our destiny and honor and become pillars of love, of strength, and of the wisdom that we have inside of us. As you know, there is power and strength in numbers. And this is your story. You are the hero of your story. And if you come into a group that is guided, then, for example, in this group that I'm creating, I am the guide. So you have a desire to be and have and do and experience what stirs your heart. Yet you have challenges to overcome. right? The obstacles, not just the outside ones, but also the internal ones. So, what are the outside obstacles? Sometimes they are just situations in our relationships. Sometimes you want to have a beautiful and loving relationship, yet have not maybe even attracted and met the man that has the attributes that you desire yet. And if you are married, then maybe your relationship has gone stale and uninspiring, and you may want to revive it. And we women are so well designed to we have the imagination, we have the creativity to revive our relationships so much more than men do. If you are not married, but maybe you live in a you physically live in a place where you believe that it may not be possible or unlikely to meet the man you envision in your life, in your relationship. Even though, let me tell you, that's a false belief. Like, I met my husband in a very unlikely place on a small island in the Bahamas. Yes, it's pretty crazy. I'm from Germany. So, how does that happen? You see, there is no correct place or situation. Maybe you believe that you are not attractive enough, or that you are at a certain age and maybe believe it's too late for you. And it's not possible for you anymore to start a relationship with a man of your dreams. Here are, these are all these internal challenges, right? Which our mind has created and our belief system. But if you believe that you can have what you desire, and you start in your own way and have help, you can achieve anything, anything. You see, you have everything you need inside of you. It's just difficult for you to see that because you stand in your own way. I stand in my own way. We have blind spots, right? You have them, I have them. You remember the warehouse, right, that you walk through with blinders on. And being in your story with all the past triggers and hurts makes it sometimes difficult to see clearly and make different choices. So that's why I believe you need a guide. And oh my God, we are out of time. So I have to close this right away. My goodness. So I have so much enjoyed having you here. I love you and I appreciate you so much. And until I see you again.